Hi friends, this is Gail O'Neill, and I teach stamping. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so I was wondering what I was going to do today, so that's why it was called Wednesday Wonder. And I started playing with all the good things. Love this koi, love it. So here's one card that I came up with. Just simple. All my cards tonight are simple, well, except this one. But even that is simple. And I'm not doing this one tonight. I just wanted to show you that I went back with that technique and did this card as well. So what we're doing tonight, and I want to show you something else. Never be afraid to chop up this, I forget where this fits. I think it's this way and this way. And I cut it apart. I also cut apart this one. So if you can see here, I cut that one apart and I cut that one apart. Because sometimes you want to use a different saying with it, and this limits you, and then you're stuck having to use a marker. And yeah, I don't like that. So I'd rather cut mine apart. Don't be afraid. I just did it with, a scissor. You can do it with an X-Acto knife if you feel more comfortable with that. And then you have to trim in some spots, to get rid of some of that extra rubber. So that's what, where'd I just put that? Oh, I put it back in the thing. Haha. Okay. Because I am going to need this. And in case I haven't shown this in a while, Stampin' Up! Is working on a new cling. It's being test marketed right now in Japan. But I use photo glue stick. And I just run a little bit on there. And boom. We're set. That's not a Stampin' Up! Block. But we'll do tonight. Alright, so for the first card, we're going to be doing this. So that's one of the cards I came up with. And I'll set that aside. So, of course, it's the regular card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. The orange piece, which is Mango Melody, is 5 by 3 3/4. And then Early Espresso is 3 1/4 by 3 and I think 3/4. 3 3/4. And then the pumpkin pie is 3 1/8 by 3 5/8. And then the white, which I'm going to stamp on first, is 3 by 3 1/2. So we're going to take Early Espresso. And I'm going to take this pretty koi, and let me move this out of the way. And I'm going to ink that up. And then I'm going to stamp off once. And then I think I want it like there. So, you know what? I think I didn't use Early Espresso. Duh. I use soft suede. So let me just clean this real fast, or at least we'll do one of those. That was a little dark. Okay, so we're going to use the soft suede. Prettier. I was like, what? That looks almost black. Okay, so I'm going to stamp off. And then, isn't it great you have two sides of the paper? Because I did not cut extra. And I think I didn't leave room. Well, we'll make it work. We'll make it work somehow. So what I did is after I stamped it, I then took some markers. Whoa. And you use the side of your marker. I'm so glad that hit my finger and not my little image. And I just colored it quickly through, some color in a few spots. kind of flicked it there, flicked some up there. Then I did a little bit here too. Give a little bit darker. That's annoying me. Okay, I guess I can polish my nails with that. All right, then I came in, this is the Mango Melody. And I just threw some color in. Like as easy as that. And then you can also, I took a little bit of, this one is the Grapefruit Grove, and threw a little bit, it's a little darker than the other, just for a little bit more shading. So basically, that's colored. That's really all you have to do to it, just to give it a little bit of shading. Then I took Light Pool Party Blend. And just colored. Just to give it a little bit of blue, like swimming in the water. And this is going to dry a little bit lighter than what it looks like now, if you can even see it. I'm trying to glance up. Oh, it's just happening on my screen now. The delay drives me kind of nuts. I want to be able to look up and instantly see what I'm doing in both places. So that's colored. Then on this one I used Thank You Kindly, and this one, I was going to use the one from the set, but I didn't tilt him good enough. So let's find something else real fast, and I'll find some little thank you. Let's see what's in Itty Bitty Greetings. How about Hope You're Feeling Better? That'll work. Enjoy your retirement. Hey friend. That's what we'll do. Hey friend. Okay, so let me grab a little block. And we'll pick up the Hey Friend. And then this time I am going to use, except I don't know where I threw it. Maybe I put it back? No, I didn't. Alright, I'm not going to use, oh yeah, there it is. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm just going to put Hey Friend up there. Hey Friend. Everything's always fixable, even when you stamp it crooked or whatever. Alright, so from there, we're going to mount it. Let's see who else is. Mary Beth is here. Linda. Andrea. Sue. Michelle Gallo. Nice to see everybody. And a little fingerprint there. Okay, and then I'm going to mount that one onto here and set that aside. Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside for a second. And then what I did with this one is I took from Magical Mermaid, the Itty Bitties, and I took, I guess I really could do, because I had that out, so I'm going to do it in this soft suede. That's another thing with stamping, you can always change your mind. And I just stamped around the side with the itty bitty dots. Just to give a little, let me just get that one spot in case it comes lower. So sometimes you don't want to put something through the folder, so this is just a great way. Stamp your background. Yeah, we're going to take this and we're going to mount it. Love dimensionals. And I need a little scissor. It's not so little, but it's handy dandy. And I'll put one there and one there. And then I'm just going to mount that. And then I use some liquid glue. And put it on my white base. And voila, simple card, bingo, bango, done. Even though I had to change that because of my positioning. So here was the number 1, here was the number 2, like curved a little different. Okay, so for my second card, we're going to use this pretty bonsai. And this is the card that I did. Very simple. Let's not stamp with those on there. Okay. So for this, the base is crumb cake. And again, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. The mossy meadow, I already put through the folder, and I use the tufted, and it's so pretty. Such a pretty, it's so subtle. I really love it, but it's not the subtle, it's the tufted. Then from, oh, what was this from? Share What You Love. I used this piece on the side, and that's 2 by 5 1/4. This is 5 1/4 by 4. Then this is a scrap. I used Very Vanilla, and that one is 2 by 3, and then we're going to mount it on Early Espresso, 2 1/8 by 3 1/8. So I just go, an 1/8 larger on most of my layers. So we'll put part of that aside. Hopefully I won't lose it, like the other night. Alright, so one of the nice things also about this set is it's the new distinctive. So it does all the shading for you. So just like this card, I stamped in one color and you get all that shading. So you don't have to ever color this if you stamp it in another color. So I did it in the mossy. And just stamp down. And look at all that shading you get in there. So if you really wanted to, if you wanted this brown, you could take, markers and color it in, but I like it just like this. Then I took a sponge and just sponged around fudge around those edges, and it just brings it together. We're not done with that yet, but I know I'll put my hand in it. I'll be careful. Okay, so I'm gonna put this, we'll mount it and then set it aside. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. I'll put it right on top of that one. And then I'm going to stamp, "No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted." So that's a scrap that I'm stamping that on. And then with the tailored punch, I'm going to take that, and this one is kind of easy to center because it's got those little lines. Whoops, if you don't hit it. So you can kind of eye it, make sure they're both in the middle, and then punch. And then what I did is I punched 2 more in Early Espresso to make a little backing for that. So, you know what, I'll do it with this. So then I just laid it like about 1/8 of an inch. It'll leave a little bit more on the ends. And then the same thing on this side. And I'm a righty, so I have to turn it. Oh, I did forget to sponge it though. So, let me try something. We're going to use the very edge because I do like it better sponged. It's not going to show on the brown. God, I love fixing stuff. So you'd never know. Okay, so that's ready. And then whenever I use a folder, I do like to use the glue. I don't like on my top layers to use the glue because sometimes you see it through it. But on a thicker cardstock, you don't, and it holds it better. Even though this one is kind of smooth, I would still rather use my liquid. This one is a thicker stock, but I'm still going to use, most of the time on DSP, I use the runner. Okay, and then I just put it a little bit away from the edge. I think I'm done with this time. I didn't mount anything high this time. I just ran out of tape. Let's do this one. I just put everything down flat. And this one, kind of on, kind of off. Voila, it's done. So that was 2 cards, very quick cards with a really pretty set. These are the other ones that I did earlier. So when I wonder what I'm going to do, sometimes I come up with some of my own stuff. There was really nothing on Pinterest, but these will be going on Pinterest, so if you follow me there, you can always catch them there. And thanks for joining me tonight, and I will be back again on Sunday. Any questions that you leave for me, I will answer later. Thanks. Good night.